Let's give him his moment. Go ahead, Coyote. Give him his moment.
A moment of silence, if you would. Take a good long look inside the chat. The chat is already blown up with the love and adulation for the one and only. Look at, you can see the glare and the emotion on the eyes of the people from around the globe as they smash and hit the like button. Subscribe. I'm the Coyote, and I'm here live again. Are you ready, Paul Gabriel? Look at what we have here now, all by yourself. Finally.
Should be all by myself.
Here we go.
Okay.
All by your own.
Question coming through already.
What's that?
A question's already coming through from Anna.
Of course, the questions are coming through. They know the source of inspiration, the source of all adulation is right here. The Coyote himself making another appearance right before the big show starts on when? September 28th, inside the Noman green screen hangar. Come on. Go. What is the question?
Anna, do you receive a confirmation email when we register? Yes, you should receive one. So double check your spam or any of those folders. I can double check it. If you want to let me know what you registered as, I can even look up and make sure you're in the system too. That's an easy thing to do. If you didn't get the email, then I can provide you an email to myself, not Coyote, because he's going to eat it up, chew it out.
I don't answer no emails.
Get back to you.
Man, of my caliber, I ain't got time for no emails.
Exactly. He doesn't have time. This is what I brought some bait for him today, people. I brought him a little turkey jerky just to keep him aligned, give him
trying to align yourself. That's what you're trying to do. Trying to align yourself with the bad man himself, the one and only. I'm here. There's no jerky in the world.
Keep him at bay. Keep him at bay, right? There you go. So, well, thank you for joining us, everybody. We're not going to have Ian with us today. Ian, the Roadrunner Robinson, is
not up to the challenge of dealing with the Coyote one more time. Look at how they fall, one at a time, and one who holds the hardware remains.
Can you believe that the ZBrush Summit is in literally 2 weeks? Exactly 2 weeks starting. Well, the Sculpt-Off is less than 2 weeks away. So we're doing this stream to answer questions for you all, specifically those of you wanting competing in the Sculpt-Off. And for those of you who are not competing in the Sculpt-Off, why not? I want to highlight one thing for the Sculpt-Off that maybe you all are not aware of. So we got here the ZBrushSummit.com page is what I'm on. And here's everything going on. So now you've got your announcers there. We got workshops happening on site. We're also doing another challenge on site with the Jack-O-Lantern challenge is going to be on site as well. That's always a lot of fun. We do little mini challenges now at the ZBrush Summit. And the winner is going to take home a 3D printer also in that Jack-O-Lantern challenge, just to keep it going. But speaking of the Sculpt-Off, the main event, where everyone's in the cage.
Before you get it all twisted and confused, this is the main event. I've already said it once before. Take a look at the social up top, and down below is the media and extra hardware right here in between.
The main event. Okay. So on this page is where you would go to sign up. One big item is you have to be streaming during the competition. Okay. If you're not aware of that. So I would strongly recommend signing up for your Twitch or YouTube now if you don't have it, and practice a stream or two so you get the whole system down for yourself. So you're not worried about that the day of the challenge, right? But one thing here is, besides getting into theme and rules, all right, so as you go scrolling down here, we've got some great sponsors being, again, part of this. And every single person receives something that competes in the Sculpt-Off, completes an image, and posts it in the official ZBrush Central thread. Because XMD has been kind enough to give you all one license for their lifetime XMD Premium Toolbox, which is a $69.95 USD value.
Step back a foot and a half right there for a second.
I wish I could, but there's not enough room in my little office here. I'm too large.
Back again for a moment. Take a look. Let's go through some of the business here. You're talking about XMD is going to give everybody something.
You bet they are. Everybody gets something from XMD that competes. They have to compete. Hold on. They got to compete and submit the image in time on the official ZBrush Central thread for the Sculpt-Off.
Let me tell you what, that's right in line with the first rules we had done talked about. So already they should go back and watch a replay of the Coyote breaking it down. Listen, I like breaking the rules as much as the next guy, but you got to follow that one. Hold on a minute. Call up them sponsors one more time.
Well, hold on. I'm going to the sponsors. Wait, I'm gonna take this another level to the sponsorships here. This is also highlighting, showing you guys what you win as first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place as well.
All the way down to fifth place. Unbelievable.
Okay, we always give the top 5 people something. We've got 5 judges that'll be judging. 5 judges this year that'll be judging your work being submitted.
Can I tell them who they are?
Please go ahead. Go ahead, Coyote. I know that you're a big fan of this.
Did we already spoke about this before, but we had a big one that we hadn't revealed yet. So let me tell you all about it like this. Number 1, we got the Shiflett brothers. The Texas 2. You get a 2 for that one. 2, 4, 1. Second, we got Chris Sickles, Red Nose Studios out of Indiana. If you don't know the work, check it out. And now, as confirmed, because that Coyote knows how to make it get done and make it happen, none other than Mexico's greatest living artist, Javier Marin, is stepping in to do some guest judging. Once again, Javier Marin. Call that name up on the screen. Show the people at home what we're talking about. That's J-A-V.
Hold on. I'm getting in on my own. Keep
Marin,
going.
Mexico's greatest living artist right there.
And we also have,
last but not least, go ahead,
Angel Meza from the Foundry.
Angel Meza.
Your first place winner gets a bronze of one of your ZBrush pieces. So again, there'll be obviously some stipulations. An 18-inch bronze.
18 inches.
The bronze alone is like a $4,000, $5,000 value just for the bronze, but it also has to be 3D printed too.
Come to my level
for them to do it, right? So you are having one of them, Angel, who helps run the AFA, which is the Foundry here in Burbank, be one of the judges, because they're going to be involved with you to go there. And then
let me tell you what, it begs even refocusing the energy back on the fact that here's the work of Javier Marin, Mexico's greatest and living legend of our time. But it takes one to know one. And here we go backwards in time to last year's summit when we gave away that beautiful cheetah print, that beautiful bronze cheetah. Even the Coyote can wrap his mind around that one. Get you that cheetah done in bronze, that beautiful piece. And this is Javier Marin's work right here. If you're not familiar, you should be.
There you go. There you go.
Game knows game, and that's what we bring to the table.
Right. So looking at this, 4th and 5th place, you're going to get the XMD. You're also going to get a 1-year subscription to the Gnomon Workshop. And you're also going to get a Space Mouse Enterprise kit, which is the Space Mouse, which is a way that you guys can navigate hotkeys. You're going to be receiving those 3 items if you get 4th and 5th place. 3rd place, we're going to add in not only the Gnomon subscription and the Space Mouse, but you're going to get the 24-inch pen display from Sense Labs. And 2nd place, you're going to get the Space Mouse, the XMD, the 1-year subscription, and the 27-inch Cintiq with the stand from Wacom. And 1st place is going to receive the Space Mouse, the 1-year subscription, an 18-inch bronze of your work, which there will be some stipulations that we'll give you if you're the 1st place winner to understand what needs to be done. And you're going to get a Form 3 printer kit from Form Labs.
Yeah, you're right.
So you're talking when you're all done in here, you're talking close to 10 grand just for 1st place winner value. You're talking, $5 grand value for 2nd place. You're talking, what do you got? Almost $3 grand value for 3rd. And you're talking about, right around $800 for 4th and 5th place. You never know what happens. Plus, on top of this, so your guys are getting quite a. Besides, you get to be part of the show and have some fun.
More importantly, you get to be down inside that old green screen hangar and almost touch the flesh of the man himself as it walks by.
There you go. And I'll take a look and see and follow up.
Johnny Miller inside the chat says, huge.
Huge
is an understatement. We're talking about the Coyote and the big man himself right there, Paul Gabriel, even though we got the feud going. got to pay some respect to the idea that it is huge. There's a lot of hardware coming at the people, a lot of goods being delivered. Well, thank the sponsors once again. Thank the sponsors once again.
Yeah, we got a lot of sponsors because during the entire summit, as always, we'll be giving away even more stuff. So don't forget this is going to start Thursday, September 28th. We're also in this stream. We're looking for any questions you guys might have for ZBrush to help you along the path of competing in the Sculpt-Off. So feel free to start putting any questions you might have in there. How would you do this? How would you do that? And so forth. What feature is best for this? We've already shared some tips, but you'll want to check out the schedule. We got some amazing artists, amazing studios being a part of the summit. So the Sculpt-Off starts on Thursday, September 28th, but we got presentations 3 days, plus many other things. So we got Friday, you have Michael DeFeo, you got Xander Smith, you got a to be determined. We got a special one that we're still working out. We're hopefully to announce this one next week.
Don't get your hopes up. It ain't gonna be the Coyote, that's for sure.
Gentle Giant's gonna be there, yeah. Then we have Street Fighter, artists coming to show the newest Street Fighter, right, all the way from Japan. This is going to be outstanding to show you guys how they use ZBrush in that. The next day, Saturday, we're starting right off, one and only Steve Wang and Onyx Ford Studio. Amazing, super talented artists. I'm telling you, some just incredible work. So he's going to start our day off. Unfortunately, Furiel will not be able to join us, so this is going to change. We've got a new presentation in this slot. It's going to be on Black Panther 2 and some makeup work from Rod Maxwell.
These are not in any particular order, by the way. We ain't going to tell you that. That's a surprise. You need to be here.
You need to be here. And then
this is not the order of appearance. So don't let me pause you right there.
No, this is order of appearance. This is order of appearance. It's order of appearance.
Tell them that.
Not random.
People don't know.
Not random. Random. Okay, and then AFA is actually, they have these amazing bronzes they've been working with DC. They did a huge Batman and Wonder Woman. They're going to break that down and show how ZBrush is being used to create those. We have Diablo Blizzard team coming to show us their work and how they were using ZBrush and Diablo. And after them, the Overwatch team is also going to be showing how Overwatch was used to do this. And then we're going to end the day with another big one too. Again, Square Enix Final Fantasy is going to be here showing their work and how they've been using ZBrush in Final Fantasy. So this is another big day, but we're not done. Don't forget about Sunday. Your start times are here.
Let me talk about this a second here. Let me go into this for a minute. We got design workflows, Cinema 4D. We got Min Shi taking us into the last day right there. It's a big day on Sunday. We're going to announce some things. Keep scrolling down there. Let's check it out. We got pushing the boundaries.
To answer Anthony's question, Anthony, yeah, you can have ZBrush open. You just can't sculpt anything. You cannot start sculpting anything until we ring the bell and have the countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. So we're going to join the stream early to walk and help you guys, welcome you through it, answer any other any other questions. But you can't start sculpting until 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. And to answer your question, Sean, yes, Furiel's workshop has also been canceled. Go ahead there. You were talking about Henry's over here pushing the boundaries.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Coyote.
Step on my paws again and see what happens, Gabriel. Let me tell you something. Number one, I want to.
They're going to hurt is what's going to happen. They're going to hurt.
Let me tell you what. This is the first and primary thing is to see this right here. It's a paw, Daddy. Let me talk about something right here. This is a serious question for you, Paul Gabriel. And it goes along with the question by Anthony there. Can I cheat?
No, you can't cheat.
Should I follow the rules?
You have to follow the rules.
What happens if I don't follow the rules? What happens if I don't follow the rules?
Then you don't qualify for any of the prizes.
Disqualification is what happens. Get it right. All right. And then what? We're doing a big giveaway on Sunday. We're doing something even more special before you get carried away here. ZBrush team is going to present something.
We are.
We talk about that at all right now. Cloak and Dagger right here. We'll change the name from Coyote and Garbage Man to Cloak and Dagger.
Yep. Well, I'm going to answer the two questions real quick and we'll come back.
Come on.
So your themes right here. sword and sorcery. So if you go to contest rules and info here, you'll get all the rules, your entire theme. And what we've done here for our theme, we've given you a whole breakdown of that, but you must pick one of the characters here that we've written up a little prompt for you to build your character off of from this prompt. So you got to pick one of these characters, and then that's the character you're building during the competition.
You want to ask me any questions about it?
Go ahead. What would you like? What's your favorite character?
Well, looking and seeing as how I have the hardware on my shoulder, people should be asking me a lot of questions to say, how do you become such a great champion and a pillar of the community? Let me tell you what. Go ahead and ask a question. You might get an answer.
Hey, can we import lights? Is what's being asked at. Yes. Your lights are fine. Any rules that you might want to double check, or they're all down here, so you can understand that. So render preset can be loaded right here. Rule number 22.
You want to know? Y'all want to know how I would start this off? Please
do. How would you start this off? With a howl at the moon? A howl at the sun?
That's a natural occurrence anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
In all seriousness, you got a lot of time here. You got the precursor right there. Go up and show them descriptions again. Stay focused for a minute here. You get the description right here. My personal approach would be, I take my time. I pick something real cool that people are going to love, clearly. And then what I do is I take my time and do some thumbnail sketches. I'll break it right down. From them thumbnail sketches, I pick my favorite. I'll work out a little concept sketch right there. I start my time. I spend my days living and breathing, dreaming about this thing, and obviously it would look like this.
Honestly, one big thing I would say that I would highly recommend.
What you want to tell us?
This is what I would say. Let me get into my ZBrush here.
We'll give you a moment.
Okay. One of the rules is you have to submit an image at least 15 pixels, either vertically or horizontal. 1,500 pixels, 1,500 pixels. So personally, you might want to already have a way either just work in the actual final image size as your document, so you've got it, or at least have a way that you can load that image size throughout your competition while you're going, so you can see how that model is aligning up. So for example, I would probably set my document size to what I want. That way you can see what you can frame and don't waste your time sculpting stuff that won't be in the frame. And then I would also, in the draw palette, use the ability to store a camera here at the bottom, because you can store as multiple camera views as you want. So I would do this. You can also store camera views through the movie palette. So if you go to movie, you go to timeline and you hit show, you'll have this pop up. So you just click and make a dot. So wherever you put this model, wherever it is, you just make a dot. Okay. And however you want that to be, you make a dot. And then you can use on your keyboard, left and right arrow keys to even cycle through them. I would highly recommend this kind of a thing, so you save yourself time in the entire competition. Yeah, this would be one of my biggest things I would do if I was competing. I'm not strong enough to compete.
You're lucky enough to be even to handle the presence of a man of my caliber and stature inside the same.
Here we go.
I can't even fit inside the box. You're talking about competing.
You know what I'm doing after this stream? You know what I'm going to do after this stream?
Trying to find your way to the coyote.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm going to get myself a massage because I'm so hurting from all the trash talking you're doing right now. I got to go get the rub down from getting ready for your beat.
All over the world, the people have already spoken. They know who the champion is. It's right here looking at you right here through the reflection of these little goggles, them glasses, and the shine and the sheen of this belt.
Another dream coming through from this guy. Always dreams. You got nice dreams happening, that's for sure. Okay, so we were talking before we went back to the rules here. Let's finish off just again with the presentation so you're aware of that. Okay. So yeah, you can store that in a project and have that. That's all part of render. You can have that stored in a project and start with that as long as there's no sculpt done. No sculpting can be done. Okay, so back to the last day. We were talking about the first person, okay, being Min Chi. She's actually up for an Emmy with her work with ZBrush for all the credits of The Last of Us. She's the one that did them, and she's up for an Emmy for it. And she's done a lot of other work like that. So she's got some beautiful, just gorgeous. And again, I'd recommend clicking this little magnifier here. You'll get more information about the artists, their images, their web pages, their bio.
Let me ask you something.
Yo, listen, talk to me, Goose.
Let me ask you a question. You think them other people who were nominated for the Emmy, if they didn't use ZBrush, they were cheated?
They were cheated?
That's right.
No.
Think about it. She's nominated for an Emmy. She's smart enough to use ZBrush. She's a villain just like me. Them other folks must not have used ZBrush. That's a clear indicator right there. That's the difference between being a champion and not being a champion. She knows how to get it done. That old Min Chi, I can't wait.
Yeah, look at her work. It's just incredible, beautiful stuff.
Come on.
Gorgeous stuff, right?
Bring
And
it
then
down.
if you want some hard
On
surface,
right there.
Henry Shravenka, he's all vehicle hard surface, and Z Modeler, a ton of Z Modeler in there.
That's how this belt right here got made.
There you go.
The hardware.
Hardware. Right? So this is going to be really, if you want to get in a hard surface, a great one. Then you got Guerrilla Games coming also to show all the work they've done on Horizon Zero Dawn. Again, you can click open any of these, get even more information on any of this. Then we're going to take a 30-minute break. Every day we're going to have a 30-minute break. The Coyote needs a little, warm up break time.
I don't need no warm up. You don't.
He's got to go get his water.
Let me tell you what. I come hot. I come in hot. I'm like the fire and the pan at the same time. You don't tell me I need to. You never tell me what I need to do, boy.
Oh, I'm telling you. It's happening.
All the way, let me tell you, from the Pacific coast all the way to the coast of Portugal and the surfing waves of Paniche, I am the favorite, the one and only. I want to say a special hello to Rodolfo Silva. Come up on the feed right here and give us the power of the Emmy power right here. I'll show you the Emmy power right here, Paul Gabe. You don't tell me, I tell you.
The stream for the Sculpt-Off is going to start at noon, but you start sculpting again, not until 12. I would recommend having the stream on your other monitor. Also, that way, when we bounce to you and go look at what you're creating, we're watching you too. It's just a lot more fun for you as well. So make sure you sculpt nothing until you hear us say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start, which you can't start sculpting until 12:30 Pacific time. That's where you got to go by Pacific.
Can I say something?
Please. Oh, you want to say something? What a surprise.
Children all over the world. Let me tell you, the children all over the world they want to be like the Coyote. They want to be the champion. You know how to be a champion?
I am a champion.
No, I'm asking, do you know how to be a champion? You don't start before the bell rings. Give yourself a fighting chance.
Oh, this guy over here. Okay, and then continuing with presentations on Sunday, we've got an Avatar presentation from Zach Berger from the Disney Lightstorm Entertainment Company, talking about Avatar 2, how he used ZBrush to do the characters for that movie. We're not done. Then yours truly with the Coyote and Ian will be part of a ZBrush presentation team. And then we will be announcing the winners of the Sculpt-Off. The very last thing we do. And we'll also be announcing the mini Sculpt-Off that's taking place on site.
You want to bring
telling you right now, for the wait. For those of you that live in this area, you better come in person, because there's so much more going on also in person. There's a lot going on. We got portfolio reviews. We've got workshops. We're going to have 13 to 12 other companies there with tables talking to you, showing stuff. We're going to have a 3D printing tent corner.
Would you hang on a minute? That's a lot.
Wait. We're giving away free scans. We're getting free scans with the scan.
Let me tell you what.
Gallery show, a party. Go ahead. I'm all hyped up. I'm ready to go.
Let me tell you what. I'm going to come closer to the camera so the people get the right idea here. Why in all the Coyote's name would you not want to come and try to put your hands on the Coyote, try to have a selfie with the Coyote? It beguiles me beyond reason and logic. Now, the other thing is that you never know who you're going to meet on the grounds here inside the shadow of the Hollywood sign where all your regular mortals occupy space. Clearly not the Coyote, but inside the shadow of the Hollywood sign on the grounds of the fabled Noman green screen hangar. You never know who you're going to meet. You got all kinds of wild and zany characters roaming around, coming from all over the world. If you're a local, you need to be here. Be here at least one time to try to touch the flesh. And remember,
we've already got one wild and zany character named.
I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting
there.
for. Now you're telling me you're going to try to be on the stage at the same place at the same time as me. You and your buddy Ian Robinson are going to try to be in the same place. You better bring your sunglasses, boy. The light will be shining extra bright on those days. All the fans will be smashing the like button for the one and only Coyote.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got for us?
Look at this. This is one of the things that's going to happen on site. This is going to be a little 15-minute jack-o'-lantern challenge. You can actually go download the file right now and practice with the jack-o'-lantern. So for those of you coming in person, here's a fun little challenge. You're going to get 15 minutes to sculpt your own jack-o'-lantern. We've got none other than John Neal also being a judge for this. If you guys have never seen John Neal's work, he is a ZBrush user, but he's also really known for carving, sculpting pumpkins. Like this, these are pumpkins that he's doing this with. He's on TV shows. He's all over the place. Like, it's crazy what John can do with a pumpkin. This is kind of what we're looking for the theme, having a little fun with this. So look at, oh, there you go.
Hold on a minute, man. Give the people a chance to get these troglodytes a chance to digest what they're seeing here. This is something else on a whole lot. This is on the Coyotes level right here. Give these people a chance to absorb. You have to understand you're dealing with the general public.
Well, you got the link right there. You got the link right here. Giant gill. Look how big was that pumpkin? Look how big that pumpkin. Look how John's neck. Think of how big that pumpkin was. That's a ginormous.
That's a lot of pumpkin pie. That's my favorite.
A lot of pumpkin pie.
A lot of pumpkin pie. Too close to Thanksgiving. Come on down.
Oh, look at that. Man, this is incredible, the stuff he does with the pumpkin. So he's going to be your judge. Who better to do it than a guy that's carving right into pumpkins themselves? But he's also a ZBrush user too. So really talented, amazing guy. Really great guy, man. Another amazing artist we have part of the summit. So this is just another challenge that's going to be happening. You got to be there in person, flesh and bone, to take part in this one.
The Coyote knows all about the flesh. Take a good look. You done seen the promo videos and all the build up to the show. Why would you not want to come?
You were in videos? You were in videos?
Let me tell you something.
Oh,
man.
Oh.
Take a good long look. You're talking about the one and only. I've been all over the media lately. This is the social, and down below, as we've been talking about, is the media. Come one, come all. I'm ready for the after party. I'll bring my friend Dennis Rodman to hang out afterwards.
But Alfredo, your question, can you use reference in the Sculpt-Off as a tool? Absolutely, but we have in the rules, keep the references off on the other monitor that you may have so that we don't see what you're trying to make, because that's all part of the Sculpt-Off. When we as hosts are jumping around and looking, we're trying to also guess what character you're doing as part of the show. So are other people that are watching.
Gabriel, I want you to imagine the world
on another monitor or an iPad, tablet, or something like that. What?
Get long into the point of my finger. I'm pointing at you, boy. I want you to understand something. Can you imagine all of these loyal fans? They all show up and they take on the challenge, and all of the sculptures end up looking like the one and only, the Alpha and the Omega. They look like me. This is the only reference they're going to need. Let me pause for a moment so they do a screen grab.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Ready? Blink.
Amen. Oh. Don't say the Coyote never gave you nothing.
You know, you're giving us a lot. That's for sure. Well, I'd also like to point out people in person. There's workshops here. We've got another fantastic, amazing lineup. They're selling out. They're selling out. So if you're going to be here in person, we got workshops on Saturday and Sunday. They're 4-hour workshops. The artist will be here. So Henry himself, who's one of our presenters for Hard Surface, is going to be teaching a workshop. There's only 4 seats left for that one. We've got 1 seat left for Pablo Munez, who's going to be here in person, obviously, doing a concept. And he's also going to be covering Character Creator 4 in his workshop. And anybody that takes this workshop also receives Character Creator 4 for free. That's a $299 piece of software. So you're paying $199 for the workshop, but you're getting $299 piece of software plus the workshop. So you're going to get that once you get done with the workshop. We'll be following up with you to get that license. We also have Patrick 4D. Like, this guy is incredible. He does this daily. He does these little food challenges every day. They're amazing. You can get into his Instagram. They're awesome. They're incredible.
Let me address something right now. You just pause yourself. You're making me hungry right about the
You
lunchtime
hungry?
here on the
Which one you
Pacific
want?
Coast. We're talking about West Coast and tester roasting.
SpaghettiOs?
Boy, Snoop Dogg in the house. Let me tell you something. I want to address somebody up in here inside that chat. Alfredo Escobar, I'm waiting on you to come in the flesh and see me. I give you the main squeeze, boy. I can't wait to see you in the flesh inside that shadow. You'll be in the coyote shadow. Bring it.
I like it. Bringing it. So you got Patrick's class is on Saturday as well. Moving in, you got the former and only Joseph We Trust. In Joseph We Trust.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, Joseph Trust.
Between his legs when he saw the coyote making the big comeback, he had to run for them hills, boy.
You know what? I'm going to add something to this that we've solidified and gotten done. Everyone that takes this workshop is going to get a free scan from the scan truck as well. So you got to show up before the workshop so we can scan you. And then Joseph's going to walk you through with one of his files how you take that scan data. What do you do with it? How do you make it specifically in the gaming world? So you're not going to want to miss that workshop as well. There's only 5 seats left of that one.
I'll give you a thumbs up for that one, boy.
That's on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Then we got our main man, Michael Poplovich. We all know the Pom, right? He's also going to be doing a workshop, Character Complete Workflow. And if you take that workshop, you also get Character Creator for free as part of this workshop. Like, what are you doing, people? If you're in person, get into these. This is 9 a.m. on Sunday. Then we got Michael DeFeo. Like, if you want to do stylized character, this is one of the artists you want to sit with and get to know. He goes all the way back to Ice Age, the real designer of that stuff. Get in his workshop. His is on Sunday as well. Then we've got Anna Carolina also showing you how you can use ZBrush with real-time rendering with Unreal Engine 5. So we've got workshops that are very different from different types of artists. There's multiple ways to learn here at the ZBrush Summit.
The word of the day
you
is
have to
eclectic.
be in person to take these workshops.
The word of the day is eclectic, just like the people. Look at this right here. This is what you're trying to get after. That's the thing. We're trying to keep it real with the people, keep it eclectic, just like the coyote always does.
The coyote always does. Wait, I see a question coming through. Ray, you want Rule 12? Let me go to Rule 12.
Come on.
They have a specific question here about Rule 12.
Let's see it. Call it up.
See it.
The coyote need to take another look at it. Let's talk about it.
You want to take another look? Coyote?
Let me see what he's talking about. Roll down to number 12. Let me read it out loud.
Down,
let me try to read it out loud. Just give the people a chance to listen to the voice of choice right here. Base mesh. You're only allowed to begin your sculpt with a file or asset included in the default installation of the most recent version of ZBrush or ZBrush Core. Don't try to bring any files from any place else. This is called a ZBrush challenge. It's not called the other application challenge. Mm-hmm. Don't make me look deeper into the camera and find you.
So yeah, you can start with a primitive. If you want to start with a cube or a sphere or a cylinder, it's as long as it's inside the application, the default installation, regardless if you're using ZBrush 2023 or ZBrush 2022. By the way, those that registered, you've got special emails coming next week to you as well. So keep an eye out for an email from us coming next week as well. So double check next week your spam folders or anything like that. There's going to be a special email for those that have registered.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Another question come rolling through. David Mora, I will tell you from the gut of my belly.
Go ahead.
Says, is this just for mid to pros? Hell no.
No.
Hell no. The contest is open for anybody willing to try to be like the coyote, to try to be great, to climb the mountain, to get to the precipice, the top, the nadir, the high point, the high watermark, boy. Put your best foot forward. Let's see what happens. Come on down. I believe in you.
I believe.
Who sings that song?
Catching up here
on that song right there? What you singing? Hang on a minute. Who sings that song?
I'm not. No.
Who sings that song?
Nope.
Come on now.
Nope. I stopped because I don't want to.
I just want to ask you, who's it by?
By nobody.
Let's keep it that way.
That's right. All right, I'm just catching up on the questions you guys had coming through here. Well, thank you for your kind words on the most recent release. I know I saw that come through. Tiger King. Okay, Tiger King. I like it.
That's right. The Tiger. Get it right. David Morris giving me the horns. He's come over to the dark side. You see how easy it is to turn. I love this world, man. I give the
Yeah.
people some compassion and some feeling that they can do it, and on they come. Come on to the pack.
Listen, we've got a lot of amazing sponsors jumping in, giving you guys stuff for placing first through fifth, and you get something regardless, right? You're going to get the XMD toolkit, which is loaded with brushes. Just not even just the giveaways, everybody. Here, we'll go to XMD while I'm talking right now. Just think of any person I've ever talked to that's done this competition. They walked away learning so much about themselves as an artist, learning how much faster they could start sculpting, learning things. That's also taken away is that. It's also a beautiful learning experience for you all. So this is the XMD. You're all going to get this as long as you compete and submit your final image on the official thread. Okay, you're going to get this, which comes with all these brushes. You're getting he's got 1,600 brushes, right? He's got so many of those brush sets, 93 brush sets available. You're going to get this toolbox as part of just competing. Okay, so this is something you want to get in on, and right, just to learn something about yourself sculpting, to have some fun. And then this is just an added thing here, okay, for you all. So I would definitely look at all this. Like, this is a very cool plugin that allows you to get all the brushes that you see here with alphas and everything else. So there's pages here. There's a ton of brushes. It's all part of that tool kit. Okay, so this would be something to take a look. Just go take a look at this and see what you got going there. Cameron, that's a great question for the presets for array mesh. That's a very good question. I don't think we put anything in here saying that you can't do that. I don't have them all memorized. Let me double check here. Let's double check this. Render presets are fine. Pre-made custom materials are fine. No custom alphas and textures. Say you're fine. We don't have any rule here stipulating you can't load a preset of an array mesh. So that would be fine. Good question to ask. So this should be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to this.
They want to know in the chat right there.
Yep.
Chase Connors wants to know. We get something just for participating. Of course, you get a participation pat on the back from the coyote to start with.
To expand upon Rule 12, we can use a base mesh from ZBrush and then use ZZoo and another Z tool later in the sculpt. Absolutely. As long as it's here in Lightbox. With the default installation, you guys can use anything in here at any point in time during the competition. So if you want to start with a body, you want to start with the male figure body, and then down the line, you want to use something like the ZZoo characters, absolutely. That ships with ZBrush. You're good to go. The mannequins, you're good to go. Any demo projects, anything in here, you're fine. As long as it's in the default installation of ZBrush. Hopefully that helps clarify that for you. Zach, let me know if that clarifies that for you.
One more time for the people at home. Everybody's going to get something for participating in the challenge. Yeah, I would do a little practice runs too on what your theme about. Look at some unique ways to time yourself so that you are understanding what the time is when you're in competition. Don't forget, you got to factor in time also to submit your image and do your render. That all has to be done in the 3 hours. That's why it's called a challenge. It's a challenge. It's a competition, right? So make sure you are factoring in that time. Just don't go all the way sculpting all the way to end at 3:30 and go, oh, well, I'm done. You got to submit your image, okay? And you got to have time to render. If you don't want to render, that's fine. But I would probably think about rendering. That's why also we're allowing render presets. So you guys can start playing with your rendering. And yes, the rendering has to be done in ZBrush. So you either have to use ZBrush BPR, or if you got a license to Redshift, you can use Redshift. All right. Let me tell you one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you can't have another team of people doing the rendering for you while you're doing that business. This is not that way. This is not a team challenge. This is a single individual challenge. Try to reach the pinnacle.
Yes. Can you bring up some references for the theme and discuss about that? You mean
all you need to know is, well, go ahead, Paul Gabriel, talk about it.
So Sandra, wait, I need to expand upon your question here. Are you meaning you're going to want to talk to the audience while you're streaming? Is that what you're going to be doing? You want to be able to talk while you're sculpting and do that? We do have in the rules that we stress not to share the reference image so that people can be guessing. But, I don't want to take away from you per se if you're trying to also engage your audience watching and have them discussion. But if you're asking something else where you want to share your theme with us and have a question, that's kind of what I'm asking. Well, he's coming for the belt. Jace is coming for your belt, Coyote. Watch out now.
Everybody knows there can only be one, the chosen one right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I already responded to him in there. Chase Connors, I'll be waiting for you, boy. Come
Hey,
on down. If you're lucky, I'll let you take a selfie with me in the belt.
Go. Hey, something I do want to highlight for you all. If you've never done it, have some fun with rendering too. As an example, you might want to start playing with not, BPR, but the filter system. So like this is, for example, see how much that image has changed? This is because of the filter system. I would highly recommend, if none of you have ever played with the filter system in ZBrush, you should go play because it's also real time. So you can make changes and watch things change. But then you can maybe add a little bit extra elements if you're going to use BPR to render and not Redshift to render. Something like this, you can see it makes a change. It makes a really big difference. And so this filter's got a glow on it. So he's got a glow. And then the big one is number 2, where there's a radial overlay. Like, that's a big difference, right? Because your background can only have either a gradient or solid color. Any elements that you want to put in the background need to be sculpted during the 3 hours. You can't load any models ahead of time or anything like that. Everything must be done within that 3 hours. But you might want to have some fun with this. Like, there's a lot of things we can do here with the filter system, right? You can throw in a little colorized and then pick a color that you might want. So we'll go a little bit this. And then
you know what's not filtered?
A little bit red. Go ahead. You're
looking at it. It's totally unfiltered. You ain't getting no filter right here.
You're definitely not filtered.
This comes out the box looking this damn good.
Right? Look at this. Watch this. But you can do stuff like this. I only want that to go in the background. So see, now it's got a little bit of red in the background. I only want it to go in the character. Then I can Fresnel it, so it's on the edging. I can go the opposite direction. Right? I can say, it's a little too much opacity. This is what I mean by real time. Like, this is a great way to fake a little bit of like a bounce light or some kind of rim light or anything like that. I would recommend really sitting down and having some fun with these filters. The Orton's another one, gives it a big pop. There's a lot of fun stuff in here that you guys can definitely play with and get some very cool results. Like, you have a vignette. There's a vignette. You can add a different color to the vignette if you want to. We'll go this way now with the vignettes, and now it's got a red. I don't know why I would do that, but I'd probably do something more like that. Darker color. And then you're just clicking these on and click on the filters. There's even stuff like there's a texture overlay. So you can collect a texture here, and have this overlaying over top of it and doing different things. I don't want to do it. Well, this is being repeating. There's one other one that I like to use quite a bit as well, just giving sometimes a little extra punch. There's outline edge. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here for y'all. Right, and I'll re-render that. There you go. And let's turn off this for now. And let's make the color different. So right now it's using this back color. Let's really show you. Let's see what color is going to stand out for you guys. Oh, yeah, some hot pink. There you go. Right, so you can see what this is doing. Wherever that hot pink, it's on the outside edge. But you can come here in your modifier. And you can also tell it to do interior cavities. You can play with the thickness if you want to. This is giving noise, so it kind of looks like more like a pencil drawing. If you turn that off, it's more solid. You can play with your fall off. So you can say how much of that do you really want it to affect your model. So like this is an extra little thing that you can do to make things maybe pop off the screen, especially when the judges are looking at your image, right? They're looking at all the images being submitted and then they're voting on that. So you want to do some extra things maybe that separates you from other contestants, you know, for rendering and things like that. So it's just another way to look at this. I'd recommend taking a dive in the filter systems, right? But if you're going to go the Redshift route, you've also got all the other abilities of Redshift too at your disposal. So it's one of those two renders. You're either using a BPR render in ZBrush or the Redshift with inside of ZBrush. You can't leave ZBrush during the entire competition. So no Photoshop, no nothing, anything like that.
Why would a person ever want to leave ZBrush in the first place?
I'm in it. I'm in a wall of ZBrush. Do I think rendering is going to play a great part in the Sculpt-Off? I think so. I don't know if I want to say big, but it's an important aspect, right? If you're only submitting something that's just like, you know, matcap gray sculpt, then you're just completely relying on the sculpt itself, right? I would look at also past winners. All the past winners that have won the Sculpt-Off, all of them, I can't think of one that all had color in their image. And they all took time to really crop their image to tell the story of their piece and had a little bit of a render in it. It doesn't need to be something, you know, crazy, but this is why we're allowing render presets for you. So you guys can play around with the render and you can load your render presets because we know playing with rendering could take a long time. So this is the one thing we're allowing you guys to go play with now. Look at the rendering, look at rendering with Redshift, looking at rendering with BPR, and then you can save out the render preset. So you can save out your entire render menu here, just even the render menu. That's what this is on the top, save and load. That's just only this palette being saved out. If you wanted to, you could save a project, and the project will have your camera and all your aspects of the render palette as well.
Try to imagine a world where the coyote was not in full color. Impossible.
Okay, to your question for 3D Pixel, how much time in a 3-hour mark would you allow to render setup, BPR or Redshift? Honestly, this is definitely something prep time. I would mess around a lot with rendering before the competition even started. You got 2 weeks, right? Less than 2 weeks because the competition was 2 weeks from yesterday. So I would not spend too much time, maybe 10, 15 minutes. That's it, because I would want as much time as I can to sculpt, get my piece, get it framed. So I would want to spend a lot of time leading up to the competition, also figuring out my rendering, my crop, what I'm going to do. So that way also when you get to that point, you're not thinking about it. You're just going through the process of doing. And then that's it. Because give yourself like 5-10 minutes to post your image, because you're all going to be going to the same exact web page to try and post your final image and give the link to your stream. That's really important. It's not just the image. You got to give the link to your stream so we can see that you did the 3-hour sculpting during the time. Okay, so
it's not a tag team match. It's not a tag team match. It's a singles event.
Mm-hmm.
Get it
so
right.
I would do some tests then for your machine. I would do some tests, like play with the rendering and then render and see how long it takes to render your piece that you're hoping to make. And then that'll give you, and then just work backwards from the 3 hours that way is what I would recommend. It cannot be rendered or put out to any other application. The only application, like Coyote said in this competition, is ZBrush. You cannot use anything else.
There's only one Coyote and there's only one ZBrush, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's only ZBrush, Jace. So you're going to have to render inside of ZBrush. You're going to have to go BPRing or Redshift. That's it. It's a ZBrush Sculpt-Off. So we're only allowing ZBrush to be used in this competition, and Redshift, of course, to be used in this competition.
That's just about all.
Yeah. So this is something I would go do, is take a look at these render settings. That's why it's kind of was pointing this out so you can really see how that works for you.
Let me answer that question. Hackzir.
Okay,
Do
go.
the judges factor in judging in the streaming quality, streaming presentation, or the web camera option? The answer to that question is an emphatic no. Or is it just the final image that they're looking at judging? We'll take a good long look at this final image right here. You're not involved in the making of. You're just looking at the show as it's happening live, and that's what we want from you. We want that final image, that glorious money shot. You'll be evaluated on the money shot. We ain't making a making of here.
Yep. Yeah. They're not going to be looking at just your quality, and you don't have to have a camera on if you don't want to. If you're not comfortable having a webcam on, that's fine. You don't have to have that on. It's just nice, especially when we do go to your stream, possibly.
That's
and
right.
Look at what you're doing, and then we can talk. We've done that over the years. We said, "Hey, what's up?" We've kind of had camera-to-camera conversations.
For whatever reason, because we all know that the camera should be on the one and only, the golden boy himself, the champion of all champions, the Coyote. If I had my way, that camera would be on me all day long, chronicling the excellence.
Yep. The other thing I would think about also when you are sculpting, right? So if we switch to, this is one other tip I would give you all. If it was me doing this competition, right? And let's just say right now I'm going to do a very quick, just rough out like some kind of human head skull, right? So number one, if I'm doing this, right, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to do a human skull, I would go, is there already a human skull that ships with ZBrush? Does
The answer is ding, ding, ding. Yes.
The answer is ding, ding, ding. There is, right? So think about that. I wouldn't waste my time sculpting a skull because there's already one that ships with ZBrush, right? So this is the kind of stuff you want to start thinking about. You want to go look at the theme. Think about what you want to start doing, right? And how you want to start going at this and attacking that piece.
Let me tell you something.
I would practice a little bit too. So that'll get your nerves out of the way. Because then you've got a little bit of what you want.
Let me slow you right down, Paul Gabriel.
Please
practice.
do.
They should be practice. Practice shouldn't even be the dialogue. They should just be ZBrushing every day because it's like breathing. That's the first step. Number two is what you're saying about making a skull. Go ahead and press that B button on your keyboard. Go do what I tell you. Now go ahead and press that I button on your keyboard. And what you got there is a whole package that ships. Insert multi-mesh brush. And if you're lucky and you look close enough, you might even find something called a toon brush made by yours truly. Now go ahead and click and drag your parts and pieces. You could start right there and you'll be 10 steps ahead, just like the Coyote. Don't say the Coyote never doesn't give you nothing. Show them how it's done. Use that brush and show them how it's done. Go ahead.
There you go. You want to put a little ear?
Go for it. Flip them around, boy. There you go.
There you go. Something like that, or
there you go.
Like
there you go. Give them the old body. They don't even have to sculpt the body. For Pete's sake. The Coyote took care of the people many moons ago. I was looking out for the people.
Many moons ago.
Go ahead and put a nose on that bad boy.
Many no. Wait, you want me to put a nose on this? You're art directing over there now? He's art directing.
How it is, that tidal wave of goodness coming from me to you. Go ahead. Show them how it is.
Directing.
You press that old B brush again, that B brush again, B-I-M.
B-I, believe, I think so.
And there it is. Boom. Now go ahead and grab a nose. Press that M key. Show them how to do it on
You like the M key, huh?
Oh, look, right up on your face. Grab them a nose and pop a nose in there. Populate a nose. Should be a nose right there. Click on a nose. Click and drag.
I'm looking for it. I see mouth. I see ear. I see chin, head, eyes. Which one? Where do you see the nose? I don't see a nose.
I'm blinded.
Oh, right there you go. Pointy nose.
I'm blinded by the shine of myself. I can't even.
There you go. I found a nose. There's a nose.
What else do you need in life? Look at that. You're about to be like a comic book character in a second there. What else
you could do it this way, right? If you wanted to, boom. Or you could go this route, brush. Add some of these chisel brushes, right? You got a noses right here too. Right? And then this is not an insert, this is sculpturally changing, right? You got stuff right here. You got an ear, right? This is the kind of stuff you got to think about. Why take the time to sculpt an ear if it's already shipping with ZBrush, right? Look at that. We're starting to make a character right out the gate. Okay, the other thing that I would highly recommend. Now you got me talking like you. Highly recommend.
That's the impact of a legend like myself. I have listened. Some people are impacted by their environment, and some people impact their environment, and you know which one the Coyote is all day long.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I'm gonna put you got only a few minutes left here, boy.
Listen. The other thing I want to tell people is when you're working on something, right? Think about it in the context of the final piece. That's why I said the very first thing I told you should do, figure out your document size, figure out the framing, maybe have that already ready. One artist actually just stayed in their frame the entire time of sculpting competition. Hold on, Coyote. Hold on, Coyote.
No, stop.
What?
First thing that they should have done was collect a reference in the weeks leading up to the the contest itself. And the second thing they should have done was sat with that description and realized in their mind's eye what those thumbnails of that particular character was going to be, and then do the design sketch. There was a process and a procedure to being great. And I'm looking at you, waiting on you to see if you can reach me at the top of the mountain. Come on down.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I would say for you, right? Think about it in the context. Like if this is the head, how close in the final image is this going to be, right? So if it's this close, then obviously I need to get this to look a little bit cleaner, not have the faceting. But if it's something that's going to be like this far away, like it doesn't need much more sculpting on it as far as where it's at, as far as the faceting polygon wise. I don't need to really divide up a lot and stuff. Obviously, I would probably clean this up a little bit more so it's a little bit more the character like that. That's it. Like if it's not going to be this close, don't worry about it. This is, even though right now, see, it looks faceted. But if it's going to be something that's off like that in the image, then just move on then. You don't want to waste your time on stuff that visually they're not going to see in the one image. And yes, the judges do have parameters to evaluate.
They have a rubric.
Yes, they have
devised and designed specifically. Let me tell you what, one very important thing that'll be on that rubric. Does the piece adhere to the description and the definition of the character that was included in the contest outlines, which is, hey, there's one, a berserker. Does the description, does the sculpture meet the description's requirements? So if the description is for a berserker and you show up with a clown that looks like he's out of the Batman franchise, well, let me tell you something, you missed the mark.
Yep.
You show up to a car show with a BMX bike, you got a problem.
There we go. Right? So this is the kind of stuff I'd be thinking about is how can I save myself as much time as possible, get where I want to go with the character, think about it, take a look at what's already inside of ZBrush that ships so I can use it to my benefit, right? And then practice a little bit as much as you can, because it'll save you so much time if you start practicing. Just think about it, right, in the context.
I can hear all the dogs barking all around you. You're being taken over by the coyote and a bunch of other canids. I love it.
The dogs are barking.
They're coming for you.
Dogs are barking.
I'll give you a 5-minute warning here. We got 5 minutes left in this feed because the coyote got to take off and run the mountains up and down the hills and get the practice in because I stay ready, as you know.
There's a little reference for lips, right? So
I like these brushes. This is cheating right here, the highest proportion. People say this is cheating, man. The coyote knows how to cheat all day long. This is the way to do it, people.
Boy, does he. Boy, does he. The coyote liking to cheat. Right? So I just change the intensity, just get my placement for the lips, and then just start working off that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So think about it. Like, right? Simplify it.
Warlocks. Looks like one of them warlocks.
It does? I'll take it here. Let's give him a little bit of that butt chin.
Get that warlock look. Drop a hood on that guy, and you got yourself a finished piece. You're ready to take him.
Warlock.
Come on now, right here.
That's what you do, huh? Would you do a warlock? I'm telling you, Berserker's my guy. That's what I'd be doing is the old Berserker. Doing that old Berserker, right?
Yorick wants to know if we can add a ZBrush sweater on the store, please. Winter is coming. I'll tell you what, I'd like to add a coyote sweater on there so you can walk around with this old mug in front of everybody all over the world. You ride on the planes and people, even the stewardesses, say, my goodness, let me get you an extra glass of water. I love your sweater.
I like where your head's at for the ZBrush sweater. Like a hoodie? For sure. We got to look into
that. Says Doom style. I'm everywhere, boy. That's the cultural minister of Lisbon. She even knows the man. The one and only, the coyote.
Now I'm just sculpting, having some fun here.
Scroll Reaper says, but if you show up to a samurai showdown with a pistola, now you got an advantage. Amen. Amen. Pistolero all day long. Nothing more that I like than a pistolero.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, that's it. Let's wrap it up for these people. Let them get on with their practice.
Just having fun now. Now I'm like, I'm in
Say
it.
Goodbye. That coyote
I'm in it.
I am riding out. I'm riding out.
I'm in it.
Say goodnight, and I'll see you next week.
I can't be stopped. What other let's last minute questions for anybody that they might have a question here? Anybody?
Jane Blanston says it really reminds me of Barlow from Salem's Lot. Very true. But I really want to give Scroll Reaper the comment of the day here, ladies and gentlemen. But if you show up to a samurai showdown with a pistola, now you got an advantage. I always like the advantage. And with that, that coyote is dropping the mic. Say goodnight, Paul Gabriel.
Dropping the mic.
Cameron Fine, you're welcome. Can't wait to see you in the flesh, boy. Well, that's it. On behalf of myself and Paul Gabriel, that's the end of this feed. Keep on practicing and do the right thing. You never know. You could be like the coyote one day. Say goodbye, nurse.
Goodbye. Goodbye.